Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to the live online classes. Today we are going to continue with chapter number 5, Agriculture, Food Crops and Cash Crops. I have already finished with food crops. Today we are going to start with cash crops. So I want you to open to page number 60 in your textbook. What is a cash crop? By the word cash, you mean money, okay? So you are growing crops in order to earn profit or money. So cash crops are grown. So cash crops are grown for the sole purpose of selling them in the market. So why do you sell crops in the market? In order to get profit or cash, that is money. So a cash crop is a crop that is grown with the sole objective, objective means with the single objective, of sale in the market and not for farmers' personal use, You are not growing these crops for your family or yourself like the food crops. They are grown mainly for profit. In India, cash crops may be grown on small farms, You can either grow these crops in a small farm, you can use a small farm, or you can use a big farm that is called large estates, estates or plantation. You can either grow crops in a small farm or in a large estate. What are large estates, Now large estates are large farmlands, Where they are large scale farmland, which have houses, which have outbuildings, as well as huge farm or field and hoods and also gardens, So they grow crops, so people, who are doing, this kind of business, their sole purpose is to earn profit. So they are growing crops in large quantity in large farms. So they are growing a single crop, Now, cash crops may be grown on small farms or large estates or as plantation crops. Cotton, last time only I told you, rubber, jute, tea and coffee are examples of cash crops. So these crops like coffee, tea, cotton, rubber and tea and jute, are form of cash crops. Now the first cash crops that we are going to do is plantation. Now what is plantation? Now plantation is also the same thing, but I want to tell you in what is plantation, Now plantation crops are those crops that are grown on very large farms. So plantation crops are those crops that are grown on very large farms, to be sold or for profit. Now, the first plantation crop is known as SUGAR, sugar cane. It is known as ganna, or ukhu, Now, it was first grown in India. The main use of it is to produce sugar, So, the main utility, why you are growing sugarcane? Because you get products like sugar from here, from sugarcane. You also get jaggery, Jaggery, jaggery. Now sugar is chini. Do you know what is a chini? I think so, Jaggery is good, Jaggery is good, but it is a brown good, brown sugar. Brown sugar, it's known as GUD, good, that you basically use in making tamarind pickles also, Imlica pickle, okay? And you also get molasses, M-O-L-A-S-S-E-S, molasses from sugarcane, okay? Now, molasses, okay? Molasses are basically dark brown sugar, okay? Dark brown sugar. And you get, okay, good from this sugar also, okay? Now, if you look at this molasses, and, okay, I'm going to add another one that is known as B-A-G-A-S-S-E-E, okay, bagasse, okay, bagasse and molasses are the byproducts of sugarcane. Actually, they are the byproducts of sugarcane. Now, sugarcane juice is also used for making, okay, what we call, okay, molasses. But apart from that, from the molasses, what you get is the color of the rum, okay, color of the rum, etc. Okay, from bagasse, what you get? Bagasse is a residue of sugar. Okay, is a residue of sugar or residue of sugarcane. After crushing it, it is used as a fuel. Okay, for and fodder for the animals, and its raw material is used for paper industry. So this bagasse is used for making paper also. It is used for making paper, whereas molasses is used for making color of the rum. Color of rum, etc., or intoxicating drink, etc. Okay, these are basically used, okay, for making, okay, making colors or what we call paper, etc. Okay, from sugarcane we get chini. Okay, from sugarcane we get brown sugar, that is gur. From sugarcane we get dark sugar, that is called gur, as well as we get the color of the rum, as well as paper, etc. is basically, okay, a byproduct of sugarcane. Okay. Now, in sugarcane only, we are studying about and one I forgot to mention, okay, it's written in your book, it is called Khandsari. Khansari, okay, after molasses bagasse there is khansari, okay, which I, okay, forgot to mention, okay, it is an unrefined raw white sugar. It is an unrefined raw white sugar. Therefore, it is known as khansari, okay, and it is made from jaggery or molasses only, okay. If you go online and if you want to buy, okay, any kind of, okay, unrefined raw white sugar, you can write the name Khansari and you'll get the raw white sugar. Okay, now the temperature for growing sugarcane, we are going to study about that. Okay, the temperature. It is a tropical and subtropical crop. So it is grown near the equator, that is in the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. It grows in temperature varying between 20 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. Now, what kind of rainfall is needed for growing sugarcane? Now, if you can see here, it needs, okay, 100 to 200, okay, centimeters of rainfall, so, or millimeters of rainfall. So this kind of rainfall is felt in Kalimpong also, okay, whereas in desert regions you have 0 to 50 centimeters of rainfall, but in here hilly regions you have, okay, from 100 to 50 centimeters of rainfall. Okay, now the soil needed for growing sugarcane. The soil, what kind of soil is needed? Young alluvial soil. Now we have heard only about alluvial soil, but what is this young alluvial soil? There is young alluvial soil as well as old alluvial soil. Okay, now young alluvial soil is known as, okay, what we call, okay, khandar. Okay, I'm writing here, okay, K-H-A-D-R, khadar. Okay, khadar is known as young alluvial soil, okay, which has fine mud, okay, as well. Fine mud means clay, as well as silt, which is basically rich, okay, in humus also. Okay, and this alluvial soil is one of the fertile alluvial soils. It is a new soil which has been brought just by the rivers and okay, laid in the riverbeds. And this soil is used for growing sugarcane, not the old alluvial soil. Now, old alluvial soil is known as Bangar, Bangar, okay? Now, old alluvial soil, okay, I'm writing Alluvial. Alluvial soil is known as Bangar, okay? Are you getting my point? Now, young alluvial soil and black soil is used. Now, black soil is a lava soil. Remember that black soil is a lava soil. Now, lava soil is rich, okay, and it's very, very fertile soil, okay. It is used for growing sugarcane as well as cotton, okay. It is also known as a regular soil, okay. It has got clay soil as well as fine silt. This black soil also, okay. Young alluvial soil and black soil is used for growing sugar cane. Remember that. Now, in India, the main sugarcane producing states are Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka, okay. Now, as you can see, Karnataka is here. Karnataka is also a best producer of, okay, what we call rubber, okay. In the world, India is the second largest producer after Brazil, followed by China, Thailand, Pakistan, Mexico and Philippines, okay. Now we are doing the second cash crop, that is known as rubber. R-U-B-B-E-R, rubber, okay. Natural rubber trees grew wild in the equatorial forest of the Amazon basin in the olden times, in the past. This rubber tree used to grow in the wild, in the forest. But later, the Dutch, okay, started cultivating or growing this crop, okay, called rubber in farmlands, that is large farmlands called plantation in Indonesia and Malaysia. So what is the, okay, temperature needed for growing rubber, okay? Now I'm writing the temperature here. Temperature, it needs high temperature of around 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. So it needs, okay, high temperature. As you can see, it is grown in equatorial forest. So in equatorial forest, there is, okay, it is hot as well as there is rainfall, okay. Now after this, we are, okay, doing rainfall. It needs 300 centimeters, so it needs heavy rain, okay, to 400 centimeters. Now you can see rubber is grown in equatorial regions in the olden times. Equatorial regions is defined by, okay, heavy rainfall and hot climate, okay. So you can see the rainfall, it is 300 centimeters to 400 centimeters. And you can see the temperature also, it is very, very high rainfall. High temperature, high rainfall. Now the soil should be well drained, okay, well moist or wet, okay, well drained or wet. Wet soil, okay, well drained, loamy, L-O-A-M-Y, loamy, okay, laterite soil, L-A-T-E-R-I-T-E, laterite soil. Now, whenever we are talking about laterite soil, it's a residual soil, okay, formed by leaching due to tropical rain, due to rainfall, okay. Due to rainfall, this laterite soil is well drained, okay. But the color of the soil is reddish brown in color, okay. Now, we need plenty of labor to grow rubber because only a single crop is grown on a farm, on a big farm. So we need lots of skilled laborers, okay. Laborers are workers who are basically engaged in plucking the rubber plant, etc., okay, drying the rubber plant, etc., fermenting the rubber plant, etc. So lots of works are involved when you are growing rubber, okay. So large labor force is required, okay. So we need plenty of laborers, okay. Plenty of laborers is needed here. Now I'm rubbing here, okay. Very, very hot. Now I'm doing rubber only. Now, rubber trees are grown in long rows. Let's take for example, okay, I drew a rubber tree, okay, if this is a rubber tree, okay, they are grown in rows. Okay, they are basically 1 meters apart from each other. Okay, they are basically 1 meters apart from each other. Rubber trees are grown in long rows. They are grown in rows. They are planted in rows, between which other leguminous crops are grown. Okay, in between this rubber plant, we grow crops. Leguminous crops are grown in between this gap, in order to provide protection, cover, and shade also. Okay, now what are leguminous crops? Okay, leguminous, leguminous crops. Now whenever we are talking about these leguminous crops, there are two main groups of leguminous crops. Okay, one that produces fat and oil, okay, and the other mainly protein. Okay, groundnuts and soya bean gives us oil and fat, whereas peas and beans gives us protein. So this kind of crops are grown here in between the rubber plant to provide them protection, shade, and cover. Okay, so rubber trees are grown in long rows, between which other leguminous crops can be grown to replenish soil, okay, to make the soil fertile also, okay, to keep the soil fertile also. Because when you change the crops, okay, when you, this year if you grow peas, next year you grow beans, okay, what will happen? There is a crop rotation. When there is a crop rotation, you will increase the fertility of the soil and helps the farmer as an additional source of income. He can sell the rubber plant also, he can sell the leguminous plant also in the market, so he gets extra profit. Rubber tapping. Okay, now what does rubber tapping mean? Okay, now I'm just going to write what is rubber tapping. Now, rubber, T-A, okay, P-P-I-N-G, tapping, means the process by which latex is collected from rubber tree. Now, the process by which latex is collected from rubber tree, I am coming to that. Rubber tapping is carried out early in the morning. It is not carried in the afternoon or in the evening. It is carried in the morning to avoid the afternoon rain. That time only I told you it is grown in equatorial type of forest, okay, or equatorial type of regions, okay. So there is rainfall throughout the year and it is very, very hot, okay. So in the morning to avoid the afternoon rain, as the high temperature, okay, during afternoon dries the latex of the rubber. Okay, what is the latex? Now I'm just going to rub this, okay. The latex, L-A-T-E-X, the latex is, okay, harvested, H-A-R-V-E-S-T-E-D, harvested. So I am talking about the latex. The latex is harvested, okay, by S-L-I-C-I-N-G, slicing, by cutting, okay, or groove, G-R-O-O-V-E, groove, okay, into the bark. Now you know what is the bark of a tree? Into the bark of a tree at a depth of 1/4 inch with a H-O-O-K-E-D, hooked knife. And peeling of the bark. Now you can see a picture here, figure 5.7, okay. Now you can see the latex is harvested by slicing, by cutting a groove, by cutting a small part of the bark of a tree at a depth of 1/4 inch with a hook knife. Okay, hooked knife is used. Okay, you can see the knife also here in figure 5.7 in your book, page number 62. Okay, with a hook knife and peeling the bark. Peeling of the bark. This is known as taking out the latex. At world level, Thailand is the highest producer of natural rubber, followed by Indonesia, Malaysia, India, and Vietnam. However, in the world today, natural rubber faces strong competition from synthetic rubber. Okay, what is synthetic rubber? Synthetic rubber means artificial, what we call artificial elastomer. Okay, so I am writing the name of this rubber. Okay, synthetic rubber. It is known as artificial. Okay, synthetic rubber is known as artificial elastomer, elastomer. Okay, what is artificial elastomer? Okay, mainly what we call is synthetic rubber is mainly synthesized from petroleum byproducts. It is basically taken out from petrol. Okay, the byproducts. Okay, the byproducts means the products which cannot be used. Okay, so this byproduct of petroleum is known as artificial elastomer. Okay, and it is known for its elasticity. Okay, in India, Kerala produces more than 90% of the total rubber produced in India. It is followed by Tamil Nadu and some quantity in northeastern states. So northeastern states also produce rubber. Okay, and thank you for listening. Hope you find this lesson useful. Thank you.